Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the official podcast of me, that one dude who goes by the name of Chris. I'm that guy. Welcome. I just wanted to once again thank everybody for listening to the show, as always. And if you're a new listener, hi, welcome. I'm Chris. I'm the guy, that guy. If you're an old listener, hi, I'm Chris. Welcome. This is episode number 89, which it's 89. That's a good year because the Tim Burton Batman came out, so it's a good year. And like that, this is going to be a good episode because right now I'm dropping movie knowledge. So you know it's going to be good, okay? I'm not killing time. As always, if you would like to contact me, you can do that on my Twitter and Instagram. They're both at castingfor2. Just send me an email, castingfor2@gmail.com. I love hearing from you guys, whether it's good or bad, anything. Just drop me a line. I love chatting with people, so that's why I have a podcast, because I like to chat with people. And today, let me get into today's guest, okay? I'm just killing time. My guest today is Mr. Tommy Pistol, who is an adult film actor. He's also a writer, director, and I saw him on the Entourage-A-Thon, which there's a previous podcast about, where a bunch of me and people who were in the chat room got together and made a podcast episode. But I had a great. He was so funny, and he said something that just struck my brain, and I knew I had to talk to him about it. So I got him on the show, and I'm done talking. Let's get into the episode, okay? So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good. I am good. Finally got home.
No worries. Oh, how's your morning been?
It's good. I'm just, I had to run some errands, but I have the kids right now, so.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I'm watching them and doing this with you, so I might have to step away at a second, but I am free right now.
No worries. How old are your kids?
6 and 4.
Oh, okay. They're not, because I have nieces and nephews, and I have a 1-year-old niece and a 3-year-old nephew, and they still are in the watching every moment phase.
Yeah.
So no,
they're good, but at any moment they could say, I need drinks, I need snacks.
Right,
or something like that.
Right.
And my girlfriend is editing, so I don't want to ask her to watch it. She's working right now. So.
Yeah, no, I don't blame. And they're not at that age where you can just say, go get it yourself.
Yeah, I can, but it might end up cleaning up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I completely get you. But I want to thank you for chatting with me, because I was watching the Entourage-A-Thon.
Oh my god! How long did you watch for?
See, it must no more than 12 hours. It was 12 hours and under, around there. I'm assuming. After a certain while, it kind of just got blurry, and then time just seemed to go by.
Yeah.
But how long? Because I think I saw you, must have been towards the end of the second day. But how long were you there?
I kind of calculated the time I was there, I mean, because I wasn't on. They didn't ask me to sit down with them on screen for. They didn't ask for me to sit down until like later in the evening on Friday. So I did get there at 2:30, and then the whole joke was, for me to be there, Vince. And then do my gag every time Vince was getting it on in the show, which only lasted about 5 seconds. Everybody felt that he was doing that the whole show, but it was really the last, like every season, they were like, oh, he has tons of sex.
Yeah.
And then they realized, oh, he doesn't really do anything. In the first, 6 seasons, really. So I just kind of ended up hanging out there, but the more I got, I guess, friendly with everybody, like Gil and John Gemberling and Adam Talley, they were like, hey, come sit down with us and chat, and then that's how kind of I got to sit in with them and everything, which was just amazing. So I think I was there almost 30 hours.
Oh, gee, okay.
Even though I was off camera, I was still watching it because there was nothing else to do. So
yeah,
I know Friday I got there 2:30 was my call time, and then I didn't leave till Saturday, I think 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I came back Saturday night around between 10 and 11, and I didn't leave till noon, between 10 and 12 Sunday noon. So.
Okay.
Those mornings when Ben Schwartz came by.
Yeah.
That was that was around 4 or 5 in the morning, and that's where a lot of chaos happened when I was just chilling with them and everything, which was amazing.
And did they just call you out of the blue, or do you know people from the stream?
They actually contacted from what the gist of what I got from it, they contacted James Dean, and they asked him about it, and James told me when he was like, hey, these guys from Funny or Die asked me if I wanted to do this thing, and he was like, I think you should do it because you're funnier, and you would just, you would go better with it. So he passed on my number to them, and then they contacted me. Okay. And that's how basically I lucked out in being it, and I definitely appreciated it and loved being there and everything.
Right on. Well, because I'm going to be honest. I had no idea what type of work you were in. I just assumed everybody that was there was had a background in comedy and stuff like that. A bunch of improvisers. And then as the night went on, I go, oh no, he does. He's an adult film actor. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I just gotta coming from. I mean, I did sketch. I said this in the live feed. I don't know if you saw it, but I did do sketch comedy for 11 years. Yeah. With a group in New York, and I took some UCB classes and everything. And I just happened to luck out of getting into the adult industry. Right. And being really, I would say because I had that comedy background and that that knowledge to improv and just on the fly do stuff, that actually really helped my career. Right. In that industry, because a lot of people, let's be honest, a lot of people don't have too many characters they could play. It's kind of one dude, and that's it. So the fact I got to make a career in the industry and actually kind of get pretty popular with it, starting from the bottom, just a regular dude from Queens, New York, and rising basically to the top and hosting the AVN awards and everything was it's ridiculous to me because it's still this is such a weird, fun, easy job, and I get to be a goofball and and of course the job and have sex and get paid for it. And I was like, this is really fun. Yeah.
Right on. Well, see, and it's nice because I'm a huge fan of comedy, and I do think
Yeah,
people who are funny and are comedians, they are, they have developed personalities and have all these, character traits. It's
yeah,
funny whenever you see like a sports athlete very takes themselves very seriously and they do something like SNL or something like that, and they just aren't funny because they don't know how to be a different character other than sports guy or whatever. So,
yeah. That's it's to get them to step out of their persona
yeah,
of like, yes, you make millions of dollars to play a game.
right.
Like, it's almost impossible. I would say who accomplished that, like Shaq. Like
Yeah,
he,
Shaq.
someone, yeah, and not, and usually when you see even like UFC guys or baseball, it's just like be funny, and it's just like, all right, stop talking, because what's coming out of your mouth is kind of horrible. And I mean, Michael Jordan, like he did the Space Jam and
Yeah.
some other cartoon Warner Brother things, but the reviews would nail it. Like, that was hard to watch. Like, because it was like, oh my God, you are so not an actor.
Right.
And I think on Jimmy Kimmel, Gary Oldman did this skit where he's like on a basketball court and he's like, hi, like professional athletes that want to come into the acting world and think they can act. He's like, starts yelling, "Know your fucking role!" Like, just because you were praised on some like Gatorade commercial, and like, who told you you can act and blah blah blah. And it was genius. It was brilliant. And then he shoots the basketball and totally misses it. And he's like, "See, I'm not saying I'm a basketball player, so don't call yourself an actor."
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
No, everybody likes the funny guy, and certain people should just stick to what they do. That's all I'm saying. Now, it will be interesting when that movie Trainwreck comes out and LeBron is funny in it. Apparently.
Apparently. All right. Well,
I haven't seen it.
I'm sure his publicists, they have the right people to put in the right words. So
yeah, editing is great.
Editing's key. Editing makes everything. Editing can make the worst thing brilliant, and we all know that. So.
Yes. I mean, editing didn't help Shaq in the movie Steel, but that's okay.
No, it did not. Millions can't. If you don't have it, you don't have it, and it's so true.
I think Shaq's lazy eye is funnier than Shaq.
But we can't talk about that.
No,
that would be. I totally agree. He did one thing. I think he was in Tom Green's Freddie Got Fingers.
Yeah.
His mom ended up fooling around, and like he had a one line. It was like, you don't want this no more, and he's like humping the air. I was like, oh, he's funny, but like, let's just give him that much film time, and if there's anything more, he's not funny.
And let it be that. Okay, good. Shaq should have just retired.
Yeah, and I got to give Tyson credit. I think Tyson is. I think he could pull off some amazing stuff, and I would actually. He's in the Donnie Yen movie, the like IP Man 3 or something that's coming out soon, which I'm looking forward to. I think he has some range, like actual real range. So, I think drama and like horrible things that happen in your life definitely gives you that range to be like, I could go places, and I could do this. So I
have to say, one of the moments where I just felt like I had to chat with you it was during the stream, and you made a comment that people in the porn industry could only date people in the porn industry, and you had this look of just like sadness, and I just, in my head, I was like, he's reminiscing to past times, and it almost looked like you were gonna cry right there.
Oh, really?
I would have given you some sort of acting award if you weren't acting.
Oh, I I kind of remember that question,
Yeah.
and I have to admit, like, I've been doing this 11 years, and since I've been in it, I've had three partners. One I was with when I started, and she was amazing and supportive, but there was never, like, it wasn't this fully, I'm okay with this. It's like, you do this, it's cool. And I think that's what it was, because they were younger, like, we were younger, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. My boyfriend does this. But once her parents found out, they were like, ah. I mean, she was very Jewish, and I'm not. So that it never would have gone too far anyway.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah, it was just like, I was a maintenance worker. You know, I lived in the projects in Long Island City, and she lived, like, Upper West Side, nice apartment, you know, kind of stuff. So I think the mom was like, you can have your fun now, but this won't go any further. So, you know, so that when that ended, and then who I met after that, she used to be in the business, and that's who I ended up having, like, children with and everything. And, you know, besides anything, like, marriage is hard, and that ended, you know. So I got two amazing kids out of it. And who I'm with now, Nikki Swarm, who is a great director and editor, and she works outside of the industry, actually mainstream, and she is totally supportive of me, and we go, and everything is pretty well. And I think my expression that you caught, I think a lot of people in the industry, it is hard for them to have relationships, and not saying that that doesn't happen, but I am very, very close to a couple people that it is hard, you know, and for whatever reason, lifestyles or whatever, it's like, if you're doing this, it's sometimes best to be with somebody within in it, because it's, you got to have a very open mind and be, you know, basically accept, you know, and it does take a lot of your time and days and everything. And, but I know a few people in the industry that are very lonely and have gone through, like, shitty breakups, and just like not really seeing anybody. And that's, like, the last thing they would want. They would want somebody to be committed to them and solid and stuff. And I mean, any job where you physically got to be away and do, and just not be home all the time, or you're tired when you come home, and, like, it's going to take a toll on you no matter what. Like, I mean, what career doesn't, I mean, what marriage now has the perfect career with it attached to it? Right. Marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. It really takes, everybody just has to commit to it. And again, in this industry, I know a few really good people, and they had great times with people, and that ended, and they're kind of like, oh, well, kind of sucks being alone right now. So that was that reaction. I'm actually very happy and very lucky. But when I heard the question, now I'm thinking about it more, I was just like, I know a lot of sad people.
It just came through, and I felt sympathy. I almost cried. I don't know. I just felt I just felt pain behind your response, and I was like, oh. And so that's when I was like, you know, it's because I see, you know, what you do. I mean, it's a job. That's all it is. And so people kind of judge you on it. But I mean, realistically, there's no difference between you and a plumber, you know, stuff like that. So I was just like,
I mean, the job gives me, you know, I make a good living. I get to be a dad with my kids. Like, if I'm away for 4 hours of the day, like, that's usually, that's like a short day, you know, and then I can still have a life and everything. And that was my, like, why during Entourage-A-Thon was such a great experience. One, like, I was brought in as Vince, as kind of like the joke in a way, like, oh, I'll be there. Because in the beginning, they didn't even say, like, hey, we have a film show on Pistol. They were like, oh, we have a Vince. And when he has sex on the TV, he's going to go behind the, you know, he's going to go behind the shade, the little sheet thing, and masturbate, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was brought in as. And I'm sure not everybody, I don't think Gil really told everybody that came in. So when I came running behind the sheet to like do that, people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, even Adam like gave this look once or twice of like, "Ew," like, and I was like, "I'm here for a reason. Nobody hate me," you know?
Yeah.
And I got like, I could have left at any point when they were done, but I was hanging around with like one like awesome comedians that I totally admire, a few like totally really appreciate and admire their comedy and their career and everything. And the more I got accepted to hang out, I was just like, this is like amazing. And the whole judgment of like what I do, and now I'm in a room with a different group of professionals, and it's cool. It was really like, words can't express how like appreciative I was. The fact that everybody, like, the second day when I came back at night, I walked in and everybody was like, "Tommy," and I was like, wow, like, this is awesome. And it kind of felt like overcoming a little boundary and getting accepted. And it wasn't, I'm sure everybody expected me to be creepy, and all the girls there, like, kind of like, "Can I get your number? Can I get a picture? Hey, you want to see this movie?" Like, and like, it was totally respect. And I think I kind of, just being there and like my personality, like, I'm very humble, I'm very appreciative. And they didn't expect that. And the more they got to know me, it was more welcomed. And then when it was like, I can open my mouth and not sound like garbage, they were like, "Oh, this guy's awesome, like, hang out," you know? So it became like one of the best experiences I ever had. And the fact it was with Funny or Die, and the fact it was like being live streamed and all that, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I wanted to hang out as long as I possibly can, and they let me, and I will forever be appreciative to that, forever.
Well, in the chat room, everybody was going crazy for you just because of how cool and funny you were as well. So, and I saw when you left, everybody, of course, was like, "No."
Yeah. Believe me, like, I like, the years I've been doing this, like, the fan base has grown, and I've gotten, you know, I have done like, I did my own like horror comedy called The Gruesome Death of Tommy Pistol, and that was like my first horror comedy I wrote, directed, and starred in, and everything. So, I've always been trying to get out to more mainstream, but it's like, what pays the bills pays the bills. And living in Los Angeles, like, there's more opportunity there. And I think at this point in my life and career, like, those opportunities are more open. So when everybody streaming was like getting behind me and like asking me questions and answering and saying I really appreciate it, it felt really awesome. And because there was a lot of questions that people asking, and they just don't assume. Just like, the media definitely puts this idea in your head that this and this, you know, the adult industry's bad and everybody in it's miserable, and like, you know, this whole like bad stigma about it. I was very happy to answer a lot of the questions people were asking, and they were just like, "Wow, I didn't think that," or "I really appreciate it. I see it different now." So getting to do that and not expecting to was really awesome. It was just really worked out, like, in so many ways to my favor that I did not expect at all walking in.
Well, there, and now hopefully, whenever Gil does the next stream, hopefully I want to see you there with him the entire time.
I will. If they call me, I will be there. I will happily be there, because, I mean, again, like, meeting all these basically professional, established comedians, writers in a field that I totally love, appreciate, and would love to one day get in, to like sit down and watching Gil and Ben feed off each other and go through their like UCB, like, kind of practice warm-ups and blah, blah, blah
Yeah.
was fucking awesome because they had it so down, and I was fanboying from it. It was so awesome to watch them just do what they do naturally. Like, comedy's fucking hard.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, I was in a room with a bunch of professionals, and I was totally geeking out. I thought it was awesome.
I could have watched 50 hours of Gil and Ben do that Joker bit. That I was laughing so hard at that, and I was just, why did they have to stop? They could have just stopped the stream and just kept doing it for all I care.
There was oh my god, like that between Saturday, Sunday, there was like 4 to 6 or 7 a.m. when Ben was there and Gil, and just that, like, the boys have fired Ron and girls is going haywire was amazing. When fucking Gil was with the broom, and then he laid down, he was like, "Entourage, baby," and Ben started fucking sweeping him. I was trying. I didn't want it to end. And like going home those 2 days, from like I got to sleep, but driving home I was delirious, and like I couldn't stop thinking about that stuff. And when they would say like, "Hey, somebody make a gift of this," and people were doing it automatically, and we got to rewatch it, that was awesome. It was such an amazing experience, and there was so much funny humor in it. It was awesome. Like I smile, like I'm smiling so hard right now because just thinking about it. I was just around amazing comedians, and I was like so happy.
Well, there you go. So I feel like I got to let you go and be a parent right now. But I'd love to have you back on the show and just talk more about Shaquille O'Neal's lazy eye.
I mean, yeah, we should do that, definitely. Find all the bad athletes, all their flops, and just be like, he's not Superman. What?
For the people at home who want to chat with you online, where can they do that?
Yeah, I would say if you want to reach me, totally hit me up at Tommy Pistol on Twitter. I don't know if you want to put careful, not safe for work. There's pictures on there, definitely of me working and other things. So
no worries.
Twitter is definitely at Tommy Pistol. You can find me on there. So
there you go.
Did I get to answer a lot of questions? Was this like?
Yeah, this is
did
not.
This work out?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is just a very loose podcast. I don't have an agenda. It's just people I want to chat with. So.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, like I said, you got to come back. We'll work something out again so that we can chat more.
Yeah, dude, I so appreciate, like, right the next day you were like, "Hey, do you want to talk?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. I totally do." And then I got really busy. So believe me, I really appreciate that we finally got to have this talk, dude.
No worries.
I'm not talking to enough people about what happened on Entourage-A-Thon. So, like, I wish more people would approach me and be like, "Dude, remember when that happened and the Joker thing and this?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to fucking talk about it."
Well, no worries. So everybody at home, if you see Mr. TP, Tommy Pistol, ask him about the Entourage-A-Thon.
Yes. I wear those shirts proud, too.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day, all right?
You too, man. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.